Hey yo, welcome to my RuneScape series where I play it sorta kinda for the first time. I'm gonna be honest with you, I am a little bit of a level. I played a little bit the other night on my own. I didn't plan to make a series, but as you can see, those are my skills at the moment. And I did like 3 quests, but I want to get to combat level 10 so I can start another quest, the Prince Ali rescue quest. So I trained my skills a little bit, and then I decided to go to Alcaret and to start the quest. So we're going to make our way over there. I'm going to pay these wonderful gentlemen once we get there at the gate, like 10 coin to let me in. You may be asking why I have 43 mil. I try to buy myself a bond on my main account. I've only really skilled in that account. I have a lot of money, but I really haven't played RuneScape, so that's what this series and account is for. Anyway, I went to buy a bond, couldn't activate the bond, so I just gave myself some money to buy myself my own bond, but then couldn't transfer the money back because of limitations. Also, Alcaret slaps. This music slaps. Am I pronouncing this right? I don't really know how it's pronounced, but I'm going to pronounce it that way. But this music slaps. So now we're going to make our way over and talk to Chancellor Hassan. He's going to have a few words about this quest. He says, "Greetings, I am Hassan, Counselor of the Emor." I couldn't read, that's too fast. "Can I help you with anything, sir?" I ask him. "Well, currently have a very urgent issue we need to resolve. I suppose someone who gets the job done." Then, I don't know, they tell me to be level 10 and I didn't get combat level 10. So I said, fuck it, I'll help you. I'm a spy. I have to go find some spy master named Osman outside the palace and find out what the hell's going on here in the deserts. And ooh, we not level 10, but who cares? I'm just gonna do it. So I make my way out here and I talk to this guy, Spy Master Osman, I believe his name is. I'm probably butchering all this and I apologize to the warheads. So I start chatting it up with this man. Apparently you have issues, I tell him. And he just is like, yeah, the Chancellor trusts you. I don't get why he trusts you. Kind of random. And I'm like, yeah, he said I needed my help, I guess. And the guy's like, alright, I'll keep a close eye on you and we'll fucking trust you. And I'm like, that's fair. That's fair. Pretty much he tells us that the prince is being held somewhere. His spies found out where they are. I need to rescue him. There's a self-proclaimed bandit lady, Callie, who's like the leader or some shit. Again, might be butchering all this, but that's pretty much what I got from this. So I'm like, why can't you just kill this bitch? And he's like, we can't risk the bloodshed. That's unnecessary. Like, okay. That's fine. She wears pink clothes and she has blonde hair. She wears blonde hair. She has blonde hair. That's a little bit of a shadow. A shadow? What? I can't think of the word. You know what I'm trying to think about. Oh, foreshadowing. That was a little bit of foreshadowing. So basically I need a key to help get the prince out. He wants me to make a copy if I can get an imprint. I have to somehow get the key without suspicion, and my character's like, don't worry about that. I got that. That's nothing for me. So as you could see, it says I need 3 bolts of wool, so I said, you know what? I kind of want to get the wool myself. No, this is not an Iron Man, but I figured, you know what? Why not? Let's just do it ourselves.
I think you're delusional and deserve to be put down like a dog.
So, gonna make my way over to the sheep. I know where they are because of the previous quest I believe I did, or whatever I did to get the shears. I think Cook's assistant. So I've been to this place. I know of the farm, and I figured, I'll get it myself. And here I am, taken from these sheep. We're gonna spin the wool, and as we do, I get a crafting level. I can make bowls and some sort of amulet. Yippee! So I decided to speed up the footage here because there's a lot of walking, and I didn't realize how much you walk. Kind of. I take WoW for granted with its mounts now. Like, damn, wish I could just zoom through this. This is at 200 speed and it's still kind of a little slow, but it's much faster when you're in game. Also, you're about to meet my arch nemesis. This guy hits me. Like, what's your problem, man?
Green, what's your problem, Green? What is your problem? Missile alone ramp.
He just assaults me on the road and nobody seems to care, but I make it to Draenor Village. And I'm here to give this man some wool. So basically this guy says, my friends call me Ned, I'm a man of the sea, yada yada, you want some rope? I'm like, can you make anything else but rope? He's like, I can, what are you thinking about? I'm like, well, you know, I kind of need this wig. He's like, a wig? I can make you a wig, I just need some wool. And I'm like, well, funny enough, I have the wool. And then he makes me a wig. Then the quest calls for a rope, so I just bought one off of him. And now you notice I need yellow dye. So I'm like, where do we get yellow dye? I mean, it says Aggie, I think? And I'm like, well, where the hell is she? I can't find her. So I'm looking around for her. I don't see her. I'm looking at the names, and then I go, oh, there's a dye icon on the map. That must be where she is. And I used my critical thinking skills and made my way over there. So I arrive at Aggie's little hut, and I'm like, yo, what's up, witch? As you could see me tempt with fate and want to curse her out, but I didn't. I'm like, okay, I'll be nice to the witch. You know, she is a witch. And I'm like, what can you make for me? And she's like, I can make you some dyes. I'm like, perfect, I need a yellow dye. And she's like, well, if you get me 2 onions and 5 coins, I can get you yellow dye.
Imagine 2 onions. Heck, imagine 3 onions.
And I still was like, I want to get all the items on my own, like I'm Iron Man, even though I'm not Iron Man. I'm just doing it to enjoy the world and enjoy the roleplay of it all. So now I go on a mission to find onions by furiously Googling it. Through the power of the internet, I learned that the onions can be picked by the guy that has the sheep. That farm guy, Farmer Fred, whatever his name is. He's got onions over there, so I'm going to make my way back to where I came from, getting all my steps in RuneScape, and then this guy fucking smacks me again. I'm going to beat the hell out of him once I'm high enough level to come back and gain my vengeance on that man, and we continue with more strolling through the woods. We get to the onion farm, I get in, and I mug this man's beautiful ripe onions. So I come back and the base is like, hey witch, I got your onions, can you make me the dye or not? please give me the dye. She makes the dye, as you can see by her little cauldron. And then I get to dye the wig blonde with yellow dye. Insane that dye is made by a witch in this world. And then I notice the requirements for the next steps. And I decide, I'm not gonna do all that. Let me just walk to Varric. Or Varrock, however you want to pronounce it. Don't come for me and go to the GE and buy everything. Because I got money and you don't. Haha. Alright, we got all the items we needed and we can now progress the quest. How exciting! So I come back and I'm like, hey, witch, I unironically have everything you need again. And can you make me skin paste? And the witch is like, sure, I got you. I can make you skin paste. No problemo. I don't care what you're gonna do with it. I don't want to know what you're gonna do with it, but here you go. Here's some skin paste. So I just walk into her base, the bandit leader's base, and she's like, you've heard of me, huh? Like, yeah, girl. And you're just gonna let me in? Like, you're famous and dangerous. And she's like, my reputation precedes me, wah, wah, wah. I'm like, well, tell me your plans. And she's like, well, why do you want to know? And I'm like, I want to join you. And she's like, well, interesting. I suppose you do look like the gang type. And then she tells me to prove myself, and then she currently is a very valuable prisoner. And I'm like, how do you know someone won't try to free him, aka me? She's like, no one can. I have his key around my neck, darling. And then I get smacked by her guard. Anyway, hello again. She's like, oh, it's you. What do you want? And I'm like, let's talk about the prisoner, as this man opens the door and grills me. And she tells me pretty much if I want to join her, it's very vulnerable, and her key is very valuable. And I'm like, how can no one get him? There's no one can release him. There's only one key. The guy who made the original key is dead, and the only key I have is around my neck. So I asked, can I have it? She said, sure, you can hold it. And I'm like, yeah, please. My grandchildren would love this. And she's like, you can't even steal it. So I look at it. I'm like, can I touch the key? And she's like, I guess. And then I literally make a clay mold out of it. So me 1, Lady Kelly 0. I personally don't like his condescending tone. You again? Like, I got the imprint of the key, stupid. You couldn't do that. And he takes it from me, and he's like, oh my god, I'll make a copy immediately. Like, so then I figured, let me ask some questions. So why did they take the prints? He's like, we have theories. And I'm like, can you share them? And he's basically like, no. And now it's awkward. And I just grill him because I'm helping you release the prints, can't tell me why I have them. So then I meet up with this woman named Leela. And she is, I think, a cousin or his sister. I don't know. I'm like, I have everything we need to break him out. She's like, before you break him out, you have to get rid of his personal guard. We don't want any violence. Oh, I'm like, all right, I'll get rid of the guard. Oh, that is his sister. She said father. So yeah, that's his sister. So basically now, I'm going to get the guard drunk. And then once he's drunk, I'm going to break out the prince. Enjoy this epic Mission Impossible moment. Alright, so the guard's wasted. The bandit lady leader is in the cupboard because she stinks and I'm just better than her. And basically, here comes the plan. We're going to use the key that we made to open the door, talk to the prince, and give him a disguise that makes him look like the lady we shoved in the cupboard. That is mission success, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody does it better than Agent PCP.